Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sports Hub. This is the second episode, and today we're going to go over some different topics with me and my friend Trevor here. We're going to go over is Carson Wentz, should Carson Wentz be benched right now? Who's the coach of the year, the most underrated player? We're going to rank the defenses 1 through 32, power rankings 1 through 32, and the Week 13 predictions. So I think we could start it off with Carson Wentz. What do you think?
To me, I feel Carson Wentz hasn't had much help from a blocking standpoint, neither a receiving standpoint. They have Jason Kelsey under center, but other than that, I can't really think of a good O-lineman. Receivers, I can't think of one receiver that he has. He has Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz, but Zach Ertz is out. And I think that they should give him a couple drives in Week 13, see how he does. But if he's not providing any offense in those couple drives, first quarter, second quarter, then I say you put Hurts in there and see if he could run like he did in college and use the scramble game, the run game, all of that Hurts can provide.
I think there's absolutely no way that Carson Wentz should be benched right now. From what Doug Peterson has said on the development of Jalen Hurts, he's not even close to playing on that NFL level yet. And looking at how he's thrown the ball in preseason, even against the Seahawks, he only got like a couple throws, but they were all offline. And whenever he gets the ball, he's rushing it because his arm it hasn't developed to the point where you're going to get it past those DBs. So that's what I think. You want to move on to Coach of the Year? I think we both have the same guy.
Yeah, Brian Flores for the Dolphins. I mean, this guy's turned around this whole organization. He developed Tua. I mean, I guess you could say developed. I'm obviously not big on Tua. I think he made the wrong decision with Fitzpatrick getting benched, but I mean, they've been winning games ever since they've made the decision. So, I mean, Brian Flores has done a good job in the head coach slot. I think Coach of the Year should go to him.
Yeah, I don't think it's really debatable. I mean, he's taken this lackluster like depth chart, and he's turned it into a defensive powerhouse, and a good efficient run game, and a solid quarterback into a. So for most underrated player, we have different guys, but they're on the same team. I have Matthew Stafford. Aaron Rodgers said that he has the best arm angles in the game. He's been doing the no look since he's been in the league. If he was on any other team, I think he would have probably won a ring by now. I mean, the only weapon he's had in his career was Calvin Johnson, but even when he had Calvin Johnson, he didn't have an O-line. It's Kenny Galladay now, but no O-line.
Well, I'm taking for underrated players. I'm taking Galladay, the number one receiver for the Detroit Lions. This guy's played 4 games this year so far. Or played about 5 games. 338 yards, 20 receptions, 2 touchdowns. He's Stafford's guy. Past couple of years, he's dropped 1,000-yard seasons. Low touchdown rates, but he's definitely Stafford's deep ball threat and third down guy to go to.
Yeah, he's good. Let's see, what is next? Let's rank the defenses. So I'm gonna say my 32 through 30 real quick. I have Cowboys, Jaguars, and Jets for my 3 worst. Cowboys they have a lackluster offense at the moment. I mean, Andy Dalton's holding it together better than Ben DiNucci, but I mean, he's Andy Dalton. You'd expect that. Andy Dalton's efficient, but their defense is the thing losing them games right now. If their defense was efficient, they'd be holding them up. They'd be a reasonable pick to win the NFC, their division. I forgot what their division is called, but Cowboys, they can't get it done on defense.
Yeah, so I took the Cowboys at 32 this year. For how much they have on defense, I think that they should be a way better defensive team, and they should be fine with Dalton at quarterback, but obviously they haven't been getting the job done. I took the Detroit Lions at 31. I mean, I don't see really anything in this defense besides Jeff Okudah, which, I mean, he can't do it all. Jacksonville Jaguars, this one's self-explanatory. They just simply can't win games. Offense and defense is just horrible there.
All right, for my 29 through 25, I'm going to go Lions, Vikings, Falcons, Seahawks. The Seahawks would be way higher on this list if they played like they did the last 5 games the whole season. But in the beginning of the season, they were projected to be the worst yards per game defense in the history of the sport. Lions, like what Trevor said, pretty self-explanatory. Okuda can't do it all. Vikings, I mean, solid offense, really good offense, but no defensive help. Falcons, if their defense was really good, they'd be a playoff team for sure. If their defense was halfway decent, they'd be a playoff team with that offense. And then Seahawks, I already gave my piece on the Seahawks.
I took the Jets at 29. Nothing, I can't think of one Jets defensive player, but they have more interceptions and less points allowed than the other guys, so I'll try to put them at 29. Raiders, I put them kind of high on this list just because of their game against the Falcons. That was horrible, absolutely horrible. And the only game they really play good against is the Chiefs for some reason. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see the Raiders as a good defense. I had the Vikings at 27, Seahawks at 26, and Panthers at 25. Chase pretty much explained the Seahawks and Vikings. Panthers are up there because they've been going through some injuries, but they have probably the defensive player of the year with Jeremy Chin.
Yeah. For my 24 through 20, I have the Raiders, Broncos, Texans, Panthers, and Titans. Titans, I probably should have put them way lower on this list. Their defense, their run defenses, and pass defense are absolutely atrocious. And Broncos, I probably could have replaced them, switched them out with the Titans. But Texans, they're getting carried by Deshaun Watson. Their defense isn't anything special. Raiders, what Trevor said about the Chiefs. Chiefs has only been the only good team they played against. And Panthers, what Trevor said, possible defensive player of the year. They're efficient, but they're struggling with injuries right now. That's what puts them low on the list.
For my 24 through 20, I put the Chargers. Can't hold a lead. They're great first half, sometimes great in the fourth quarter, but it's just too late. Herbert sets them up in positions to win. We can never finish it off with our defense in the second half. You got the Broncos at 23, probably the worst run defense in the league. Every time one of my running backs is injured and they're playing the Broncos, I go straight to free agency and fantasy. That's how bad they are. I had the Texans at 22. Chase pretty much explained that one. Bengals, they have a young defense. They'll get there, but for now they're at 21. And then I had the Cleveland Browns at 20. Nothing too special. They have Myles Garrett, who's playing Myles Garrett football, but I mean, other than that, nothing too special besides Denzel Ward.
Yeah. For my 19 through 15, I have the Chargers. I have the Bengals, Chargers, Packers, Browns, Bills. I probably should have put Bills a lot higher on this list, but I had a mental error when I did the list. They're probably a top 10 defense. Not probably, they are a top 10 defense. They held Russell Wilson pretty well. They held good offenses pretty well, and they're a good team. Chargers, what he said, can't hold leads. Bengals, they're in that rebuilding stage. You're not going to expect them to be too high. Browns, great great D-line led by Myles Garrett, possibly one of the best D linemen in the league right now. No, he is one of the best D linemen in the league right now. And then Packers. Their defense should have been way lower on this list. They are really bad at defense. Aaron Rodgers carries that club right now.
For my 19 through 15, I put the Tennessee Titans. I mean, nothing. I can't think of a player on defense for the Titans. That could just be a brain fart, but I can't really think of one. Packers, they have a good secondary with Adrian Amos and Jair Alexander at corner, but they need more production from their D-line and linebackers, and they'll be a better defense. Bills are a good defense. I just can't stack them up against other defenses I have on this list. Falcons, probably should have switched the Bills and Falcons, as Falcons defense can't hold a lead. It's worse than the Chargers, but they have less points allowed than and more takeaways. I put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 15. As stacked as this team is, they should be top 10. They allow way too many points, and games are just way too close.
All right, for my 14 through 10, I have the Eagles, the Giants, the Patriots, the Cardinals, the football team, and the 49ers. 49ers is where you start to get to that elite type of defense. Cardinals have a good secondary. Patriots, I mean, they're always going to have a good defense behind Belichick. Football team, best defense in the NFC. Not NFC, their division. Giants, they're a lot better than they look. They're a good football team. They need a quarterback. They need an offense. They need Saquon back. Eagles, they have a good defense. They need a little help in their secondary. They can't hold vertical threat quarterback corners and good quarterbacks, but they pressure the quarterback a lot. They're a good rush and quarterback pressure defense.
For my 14 through 10, I put the Eagles. Chase pretty much explained it. Their corners and safeties, they're decent. They're not horrible. They have a pretty good defense, young defense. Cardinals have a good secondary and decent corners. I think that defense can get it done if Murray produces his offense. That D-line needs to step up, though. Patriots always have a good defense under Belichick, like he said. Stephon Gilmore is still top corner in the league, I believe. And Niners would be a top 5 if they had all their injured players not injured, like back. But for now, they're stacked at 11. Giants actually shocked me on defense this year. They put up a fight against the Buccaneers, and they put in a fight against a bunch of teams, and it's shocking to see. I put them at 10.
All right. For my 9 through 1, I put Chiefs at 9, 8 for the Bears, 7 for the Saints, Buccaneers at 6, Ravens at 5, 4 for the Colts, Dolphins at 3, Rams at 2, and number 1 is undoubtedly the Steelers. They're all effective defenses. Saints and Steelers are probably the best pass rush. Rams probably have the best combination of the two. Dolphins have the best head coach, that's why they're up here. Colts always have good defenses, always have effective defenses. Ravens always have that good defense. They're just a little injury prone. They have Marlon Humphreys leading that secondary. He's really good. Buccaneers, they don't have that much of a secondary, but their linebacker and D-line combination is deadly. And the Chiefs, I mean, they're best team in the league. They're stacked everywhere. How can they not be up here?
For my 9 through 1, I put the Colts at 9, Bears at 8, football team at 7, Chiefs at 6, Saints at 5, Rams at 4, Baltimore Ravens at 3, Dolphins at 2, and Steelers at 1. Colts actually shocked me this year. They had a shaky start of the season, losing to the Jaguars, which they should have won. But it is what it is. Colts defense really bounced back, and I really trust their coach that they have. The Bears, if the Bears had a mediocre offense or a better QB, they would for sure be the leader of that division with the Packers. The Bears defense is just phenomenal. With Khalil Mack, there's so many. Eddie Jackson, so many great players on the Bears defense. Football team, Chase Young is also up for Rookie of the Year for defense. He's strong, effective, and he gets to the quarterback. Chiefs, like Chase said, always stacked, always will be stacked, but they're 6 on my list. Saints have one of the best pass rushers in the league, but I still have them at 5 just because of my top 4. They're pretty impressive. The Rams probably have the best corner in the league this year. Ramsey's locked down some pretty important receivers that they've had, and in the playoffs, I think that's going to be the biggest thing for the Rams if Ramsey plays Ramsey football. Ravens defense is solid. They put up a fight against the Steelers. They have Lamar Jackson's Ravens probably come out with a win on that one. Dolphins is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like if the Bears had the Dolphins offense, the Bears would be winning more games. Just because it's a mediocre offense to me, I believe that the Dolphins have, and they have a great defense. It's a defensive-based team. Steelers is pretty self-explanatory. They're the best in all stats, pretty much. They get it done every week.
Yeah, they're the factor that makes that team 11-0. Big Ben's not the one carrying that team. So let's move on to power rankings. So For power rankings, we're going to fly through this kind of quick. We don't talk about the predictions a lot. So we're just going to go through 5s at a time besides 31 through 30. So for 32, I have the Jets at... Actually, I'm just fly through the whole thing. For 32, I have the Jets 0-11. 31, I have the Jaguars 1-10. 30, I have the Eagles 3-7-1. What an awful team that team is. Just they can't figure out how to win. At 29, I have the Cowboys. 28, Bengals. 27, Patriots. 26, Lions. 25, Panthers. 24, Broncos. 23, Bears. 22, Chargers. 21, Giants. 20 is Texans. 19 is Falcons. 18 is football team. 17 is the 49ers. 16 is Vikings. 15 is Raiders. 14 is Cardinals. Buccaneers are 13. Dolphins are 12. Ravens are 11. And then going into top 10, I have Colts at 10. Browns at 9. Rams at 8. Titans at 7. Bills at 6. Packers at 5. Seahawks at 4. Saints at 3. Steelers at 2. And Chiefs at number 1.
Starting with my 32 through 1, I have the Jets, Jags, Bengals, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, Eagles, football team, Giants, Broncos, Texans, Chargers, Panthers, Niners, Falcons, Patriots, Dolphins. Going to the top 15, I have the Vikings at 15, Ravens 14, Raiders 13, Cardinals 12, Rams 11, Bucks 10, Colts 9, Browns 8, Titans 7, Bills 6, Saints 5, Packers 4, Steelers 3, Seahawks 2, and Chiefs 1.
Yeah, where'd you put the Falcons again?
Falcons I had at 18.
18. Falcons, Falcons and Texans, they are so much better than what their record shows. Falcons would be a easily top 12 team if their defense stepped it up. If their defense stepped it up,
If their defense
held a
won
lead,
games.
they would be probably 8-3 with all the leads they've had. Texans, it took a while for them to get going, but Deshaun Watson is playing like an MVP. I mean, he's not my pick for MVP. He's not up there in stats, but he's so good. His passer rating, his QBR, insanely good. I mean, the dude is efficient. He could run the ball. He gets out of the pressure so well. He's carrying that team. He brought up that team a lot from last week. So, want to move on to the predictions?
Yeah.
All right, for the Cleveland and Tennessee game, who do you have?
I took the Browns winning with Jarvis Landry. I think it's going to be an upset here. Titans always seem to lose to teams like the Colts and then get their revenge later in the season. I think the Browns will come out on top with this with Nick Chubb's rushing game, and I feel like it's going to be a big game for Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield.
All right. For me, I have the Browns winning as well. I feel like Nick Chubb, I mean, he's if he played the whole season, he's the best running back in the league this year. His stats say it. He plays like it. He's going to tear up that run defense. They have no run defense. Las Vegas versus the New York Jets. For my key player, I have Darren Waller and Las Vegas winning, of course. But I have Darren Waller. I think they haven't guarded tight ends all that well this year. Their defense is not that good against the pass. One of the worst in the league. Josh Jacobs is out, so that means that the passing game's going to get all the chances in the world. David Carr is going to light up that defense. Darren Waller is going to catch a bunch of touchdowns.
My guess is I'm taking Raiders with Josh Jacobs as MVP, but if the Raiders defense play like they have been,
Jacobs is hurt, I think.
Jacobs is hurt. You're
Yeah.
right. Waller wouldn't be a bad pick. I'd take Abraham on defense too. Abraham's been locking up, and but yeah, if Raiders play their defense they've been playing recently, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a Jets upset with their first win.
Yeah.
Vikings Panthers. I took the Vikings winning with Adam Thielen as their key player.
There's Jacksonville. Not much else to say.
Yeah.
They're awful. I had Minnesota winning and also had Adam Thielen as the key player as well. Their secondary is awful. I mean, it's Jacksonville. Everything's awful there. Who wants to go to Jacksonville? No one. That's why Jalen Ramsey left. But Adam Thielen coming back from COVID, I feel like he's going to have a big week. He had basically just a bye week, and he's going to come back. Dalvin Cook, I feel, it's not going to get that many touches as he usually does. And the Jacksonville rush defense is not that horrible compared to their pass defense, even though they're both horrible. So I'm going to have Adam Thielen, their key player. Moving on to Cincinnati at Miami. Who do you have winning?
I got the Dolphins winning with a breakout game from Devontae Parker. No deep balls, just slant routes. I think he's going to eat the Bengals defense up on that. I feel like all the momentum the Bengals had is just gone after Burrow's injury.
Yeah.
But you have Devontae Parker in a breakout.
Yeah. I have Miami winning as well. I'm going to have Tua going for a lot of yards today, or tomorrow. He hasn't been an efficient yards thrower. They've been relying on the defense and that good run game to get them by. That coaching is insane over there. But I feel like Tua's going to get a lot of attempts today. This is going to be the game where he proves himself.
He's going to get his confidence back up after being benched, and he's coming back from his injury. So get his confidence back up.
Indianapolis at Houston. I have Indianapolis winning, but very close game. I have Marlon Mack, their running back, as my key player. Houston, they have an alright secondary. Their rush defense is not that good besides J.J. Watt, so I'm going to have Marlon Mack just hitting up those sides where J.J. is not, and I think he's going to light up that defense, so I'm going to have him.
I got the Colts winning too in a close one, but I'm taking Rivers as the top guy. I feel like Rivers is going to go off against this defense. He's got some pretty good blocking on that side with Quentin Nelson and all them, but I feel like Rivers is gonna have a good 350-yard game, a couple touchdowns. Lions, Bears, who you have?
I have the Lions, and Matthew Stafford is gonna light up that secondary. They have a solid cornerback, solid secondary, very good secondary. Their defense is insane, but their key thing is their run defense. Chicago, they're going to keep Swift to a minimum, but I have a feeling that Matthew Stafford's going to just have a day. Marvin Jones, I feel, is going to be the secondary key player. He's going to be Matthew's main target in this one. Matthew Stafford's going to go for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, I think. He's just going to have a day.
For the Lions Bears, I did take the Lions with Jeff Okudah as the top player. I feel like it's going to be a very boring game. I feel like it's going to be one team's going to be in single digits. Bears offense can't get anything generated. Matthew Stafford is just such a good quarterback that I feel like he could score on that Bears defense.
Yeah.
But the offense is so bad. I feel like Jeff Okudah can get to the best of Allen Robinson, and Khalil Mack will put the pressure on Nick Foles or Trubisky. Trubisky starting, I believe, to throw bad passes, and Okudah will just be there.
I like Trubisky more than Foles, but they're still not great quarterbacks either. But for New Orleans at Atlanta, I'm going to have New Orleans winning, of course. Taysom Hill's going to rush all over that defense. I think he's going to throw a couple passing touchdowns today. I don't think he's thrown one, I believe. But this is going to be the day. This is going to be the day against that awful secondary, awful defense that Atlanta has. This is the game where Taysom Hill proves himself as more than just a QB draw quarterback. And he has a good arm, but he's seen more as a flex player, and he should be seen as a quarterback in this situation. Alvin Kamara, he could have been the player of the game, but with Taysom Hill at quarterback, his touches have been limited. So I have Taysom Hill as key player.
Saints-Falcons, I have the Saints winning. This is the game where Michael Thomas steps up and gets back into his little groove. I'm taking Michael Thomas against the Falcons, get his confidence back. Falcons defense isn't anything special. I feel like Michael Thomas is going to run all over this offense. Don't get me wrong, Kamara and Taysom Hill are going to have good games, but Thomas is going to be a player to start in games.
Yeah. New York Giants at Seattle. Now, I have Seattle winning, of course, but I have a very important reason for Russell Wilson being the MVP of this game. He is, I saw an analytical stat on NFL.com that the defenses that the New York Giants play with, Russell Wilson has the highest QB passer rating and completion rating against those zone coverages and those defensive formations of all time. So that's why I think Russell Wilson, he's going to have a day. DK, they don't really have a man who's going to be able to match up to him. Bradbury can probably hold him a little bit better than some of these cornerbacks like Darius Slay and stuff. But I still feel like DK's going to be able to get open. Tyler Lockett's going to be able to get open. David Moore, he's a good red zone threat. So I think Seattle's coming out with the win with Russell Wilson as the key player.
See, I have the Seattle winning. Chase made great points with Russell Wilson, but I feel like Chris Carson's this is the game where he gets back into his rhythm after coming off an injury against the Eagles. He's going to get more touches than he gets last week. I feel like Chris Carson's is going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Rams, Cardinals, who you got?
I have the Rams with the key player Robert Woods. Patrick Peterson's going to be on Cooper Kupp. Otherwise, it would have been Cooper Kupp. But Buda Baker, I doubt he's going to be manning up Robert Woods. So I'm going to have Robert Woods just beating up that secondary cornerback. And Robert Woods is gonna have a game again, like he did last week. Whenever Cooper Kupp's getting guarded by a number one corner, you know it's Robert Woods' day to shine.
Yeah, I got the Rams taking the dub, but I have Ramsey as my key player of this game. Ramsey's going to lock up. I feel like Ramsey can lock up D-Hop, and it's going to come down to can he stop DeAndre Hopkins and prevent that offense from scoring. When the Cardinals lost to the Patriots last week, Gilmore locked Hopkins up, and they lost. I feel like Hopkins is that fourth down, third down guy that they need, fourth quarter guy. And I feel like Ramsey's going to stop him, and I feel like he's gonna come up big in this game.
Yeah. All right, New England at LA Chargers. I have the Chargers winning with Mike Williams as the key player. Keenan Allen's going to be guarded by Stephon Gilmore. Keenan Allen's still going to be able to get open with his good routes, but I doubt he's going to be going for 100 yards and a touchdown. I'm gonna have one of the most underrated receivers up here, Mike Williams. He's probably gonna get a couple deep balls from Herbert. Herbert's gonna light up that secondary because besides McCourty and Gilmore, they're pretty much just all practice squad players. So I have New England losing to the Chargers with Mike Williams as the key player.
I have the Chargers winning. It's kind of hard to go against your team. It's just a hard thing to do. But I mean, Patriots aren't anything special to me. They're deep. They have a couple good players, but I'm taking Bosa and Eckler in a tie because Bosa's he's gonna run through that O line, and Eckler's gonna be key with Keenan Allen. With Keenan Allen having a top corner on him, Eckler's gonna be a key in that game for Herbert, and Bosa's gonna be the leader of that defense, and it's gonna come down to those two guys leading that offense and defense.
Yeah. For Philadelphia at Green Bay, I have Philadelphia winning with the key players Carson Wentz. That's a joke, obviously. Green Bay's winning with Aaron Rodgers as the key player. Darius Slay cannot guard Devontae Adams. It's even more of a mismatch than DK versus Slay because of how bad. Yeah. So I'm gonna stick with Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay on that one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. I'm taking Aaron Jones as my key player. He's going to run all over their offense. I feel like it's just going to be they just got to go out there and score more points. That's all it's going to come down to. I don't think it's going to be anything close.
Yeah.
Eagles don't have anything competition at all.
Yeah. All right, Denver at Kansas City. I don't think we need to pay much attention to this one. Kansas City's winning with key player as Patrick Mahomes. What do you have?
I have the Chiefs running backs. They share touches, Quad Lair, and Le'Veon Bell. The Broncos have the worst rushing defense in the league. Every time, like I said, for defenses, I pick up the running back whoever's playing Broncos if I need one because their run defense is just horrible. No matter what team it is, the Jets run over the Broncos. I'm taking Chiefs with running backs as key player.
All right, Washington at Pittsburgh. I don't think we need to pay much attention to this one either. I don't know how it's a primetime game. Pittsburgh and T.J. Watt.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh too, and same thing with Chase said. I'm going with that.
Yeah. All right, Buffalo at San Francisco. San Francisco hasn't fully recovered their injury, so I'm going to go Buffalo winning key player Josh Allen. He's going to run that defense, I think, pretty well.
Same thing with what Chase said. Bills winning. Josh Allen's going to run all over him. I feel like Diggs is going to have a big game with Sherman announcing that he might not return to the 49ers. That defense is going to be a mess.
Yeah. Another one that is somehow primetime that is a bad game. Dallas at Baltimore. Key player J.K. Dobbins. Baltimore's winning. Yeah, Dallas sucks.
I agree. What you said.
Buccaneers and Panthers have byes. So I mean that's the episode, guys. We'll See you guys later. Sports Up episode 2. See you guys later at the next episode. All right, bud.